Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. I hope you are all doing well, considering of course. So in light of current events that we find ourselves dealing with nationwide and worldwide for that matter, fellow star boy Alexander Christian wanted to come forth with some information on the coronavirus. So this is a video that he wanted to put forth. So we are going to give you some base information on the coronavirus itself, as well as shed a little humor just to put a smile on your face or just to distract you a little bit. But here we go. Coronavirus, COVID-19. On to the video. So yes, guys, so here we are. We wanted to, as I said before, we want to discuss some things that are going on in the world and nationwide with the coronavirus. So in this particular video, of course, you know what we do on our channel. We wanted to discuss the top 5 zodiac signs that are prone to catching the COVID-19 virus. Now, this is just based on major health concerns that fall under these particular signs. I am also going to take some time to speak a little bit on how I feel about this pandemic we currently find ourselves in, while also giving you guys some information on how New York, where I currently reside, is handling the virus and how I feel they are not doing a good job at all, I must say. But here we go. And in retrospect, the New York thing, this is Alexander Christian's opinion. It is not the rule, it is solely an opinion. But here we go. So from what we know, COVID-19, or the coronavirus, is a virus that is said to have originated in Wuhan, China. The initial idea was that the virus was coming from the consumption of bats or pangolins. These two species can be commonly brought or bought from markets in Wuhan. It is also said that the virus started to mutate in our body, creating a new strain that we now call novel coronavirus, or its scientific name, COVID-19. The virus itself is highly contagious, and it is spread through bodily fluids, through sneezing or coughing out. But as we know, people out there are not so clean, nor do a lot of these people care about the people around them at all. So if you are infected by COVID-19, the symptoms that they described are flu-like, but different, either being mild to extreme, depending on the individual, their overall health conditions, and their age. COVID-19 is, as has been described by health officials, is a respiratory infection, which causes fluid to build up in your lungs that will lead to pneumonia, and for some can lead to death if not taken care of. The virus is very serious, and we all need to take care of ourselves and each other in these serious times. On a side note, I just want to shed some light on how serious the virus actually is. So I was able to compile some additional information thanks to one of my aunties via Facebook to help in understanding the virus better. So some people have been feeling somewhat confused or nonchalant as to why this virus is a big deal. But why is this becoming bigger, or just huger, or a greater deal than the flu? Well, here it is in retrospect. This particular virus has to do with RNA sequencing, i.e. genetics. And you all know genetics are quite complex. So here is what we know. The seasonal flu is a human virus. So therefore, the DNA or RNA chains that compile the virus are recognized by the human immune system, which means that we and our human temples have the ability to fight it off. Our immunity to this is rooted in two ways. Either we have been exposed to the virus previously and have built an immunity against it, or we've gone ahead to our local pharmacy or doctor and got a flu shot. However, the coronavirus, or COVID-19, differs as it is considered a novel virus. Basically, what that means is that the virus is sourced from animals. The World Health Organization, or WHO, tracks the virus in animals for years on end, watching for mutations. These viruses normally transfer from animal to animal, pigs in the case of H1N1, or birds in the case of the Spanish flu. But once one of these animals' viruses mutates and transfers to humans, then it becomes a major issue, and in some cases catastrophic. And this is due in huge part to the fact that we don't have the RNA sequencing of the genes found within the virus. They're not human, therefore our immune system doesn't recognize it, can't fight it, and the result is either extreme illness or, in some dire situations, death. Now, sometimes the mutation only allows transfer from animal to human. For years, its only transmission is from an infected animal to a human before it finally mutates to a space that is transferable from human to human, resulting in a new contagion phase. And the fashion of the contagion will decide how contagious it is and how deadly it will inevitably become. H1N1 was deadly, yes. However, it did not mutate in a way that was deadly like the Spanish flu did. The RNA in the H1N1 was slower to mutate and attack differently, which allowed our health officials to cater to it in a rather quick manner and stop it before it got any worse. So here we are present day, we have the coronavirus or COVID-19, which again is not a human virus, but an animal virus, i.e. novel virus, which means we have no immunity and there are no known medicines for it, which means we have no roadmap in our drawer to deal with this. So things like mass closures have helped with past pandemics. So with the current state of things, we'll see if that will help us at all. During the events of the Spanish flu in 1918, Philadelphia and Baltimore, respectively, were the slowest to respond and became the hardest hit during this time. Side note, fun fact, Henry VIII stayed in his room and allowed no one near him during the Black Plague until it passed. With no known remedies at the time, social distancing was the only solution for him. This coronavirus is quite slippery, and if it mutates again, and it will, what will it do next? So back to the video itself and the context of the video. So we want to talk about the top 5 zodiac signs that are prone to COVID-19 or the coronavirus. So based on my research, here are, in my opinion, the top 5 zodiac signs that I would consider most prone to catching and spreading this virus. Of course, this is based on experience and opinion and is by no means the rules, so don't come for me, but here we go. So, the zodiac sign finding itself at the number 5 spot, which would be the least prone of the 5 to contracting the COVID-19 virus, is Taurus. So, Taurians are naturally prone to developing throat and ear infections. They do govern the ears, throat, and the vocal cords of the body, which would hold no surprise that they would suffer from these areas when it comes to falling ill. Taurians, as you know, love to eat, and they will try anything. And I do mean anything. As long as it tastes good, they'll try it. Does this sound familiar to you guys? Put the plate down, Taurus. Greedy, greedy Taurians. Now, in my opinion, I think it's okay to eat what you want, but of course, properly cleaning your food before consuming it may save your life, Taurus, as well as those around you. Your body is your temple, and you should treat it as such. COVID-19 has been allegedly spread through consumption of bushmeat from a bat or pangolin. I'm just saying, Taurus, be careful of the things you eat, because the things we put within ourselves could create a bacteria in our body that could become viral and in some cases spreadable. So the zodiac sign at the number 4 spot, which is prone to contracting the COVID-19 virus, is Leo. Leos are prone to mood swings, which will cause them to stress out, as they often do on a regular basis. Leo governs the heart, and they take everything in life very seriously, very seriously. And as we know, that if our bodies and emotions are overstressed or overworked, our immune system begins to work poorly, which opens up the threshold for infections to enter our body because people, like Leos, don't know how to calm themselves down, blowing things out of proportion when it comes to any stressful scenarios. So yes, Leo, your constant mood swings and the constant worrying over things you cannot control will lower your immune system and its response to infections, making you vulnerable to maybe contracting the COVID-19 virus. Finding themselves at the number 3 spot, being most prone to contracting the COVID-19 virus, is Aries. So Aries are prone to headaches, as Aries governs the head, face, and cerebrum of our bodies. Since Aries is very mental and fiery like the Leo, there should be no surprise that both Leo and Aries have a hard time dealing with their emotions and their constant mood swings. However, the only difference between the two of them is that Aries tend to have serious or violent temper tantrums, which will make them hot in the face. Hot-headed much, Aries? Their aggression and constant need to fight their way through life to show their superiority and importance will make their immune system vulnerable to infections, because when you are on the go, you have no time to take care of your immune system. You're not paying focus on that. So since COVID-19 is so easy to catch and Aries likes to fight, don't be surprised to see an Aries beating someone up for sneezing or coughing in their direction, which will cause an instant infection. Hey Aries, if you spark a fight with someone over sneezing, well, guess what? Fighting causes sweating. And guess what sweat is? A creation of a bodily fluid. So mind your actions, Aries. Thank you. Finding themselves at the number 2 spot of being most prone to contracting the COVID-19 virus is Gemini. So Geminis are prone to respiratory infections, as Gemini governs the upper respiratory system of the body. And as we know, COVID-19 is a respiratory illness. So don't be all surprised, Gemini, if a lot of your ailments begin in your lungs. It's an air sign thing, I guess. Gemini's purpose revolve around communication. So the overuse of their lungs comes with their gift of gab. Even though, like I said before, overworking a body part can lead to lowering the response of your immune system when it can come into contact with an infection like COVID-19. So Gemini, you may want to talk through paper and pen, especially during these trying times. And closing us out at the number 1 spot of the zodiac signs that is most prone to contracting the COVID-19 virus, number 1 is Pisces. So yes, Pisces are one of the signs that are most prone to the common cold. And this is due to their empathic ways of feeling what others around them are going through. Pisces, as you may know, are very sensitive and emotional, more so than Cancer, and they govern the lymphatic system, which is an extension of our immune system. So there should be no surprise, Pisces, that you are number 1 on the list. Being overly emotional, both mentally and physically, can work to break the defense of the immune system, which will open you up to be sick. So for right now, I would suggest focusing on yourself and let those around you do the same. Stay in the house and quarantine yourself, okay? Thank you. Now, I know some of the information was basic and to the point, but I didn't want to get too in-depth, as that requires further medical research to really hone in on how these signs can be most susceptible. Now, don't get me wrong, anyone can be at risk to this COVID-19 or coronavirus, but I just wanted to shed light on those I feel would be the most at risk of getting it and eventually spreading it. So, on another note, basically how I feel about the COVID-19 virus. I'm not too sure what I think about the COVID-19. I mean, it kind of just came out of nowhere, even though it has been around for a while, so they say. But for one, I don't want to believe that it came from the consumption of a bat or pangolin, because people have been eating bushmeat for some time now. And all of a sudden, just like that, we approach 2019 and 2020, and now there's a problem. So, if I'm wrong and the virus did in fact spawn from these species of animal, then you're telling me a virus has been festering in these markets? Now, all of a sudden. To me, this just sounds a bit off and a little crazy. Now, I know this will sound a little bit like a conspiracy theory, but the author Dean Koontz and famed psychic Sylvia Browne have both respectively written books predicting this same event with COVID-19. They predicted these things years before the virus was unleashed, which made me think twice about this situation as a whole. Is there another bioorganism developed for war, or is it here to spread fear and terror? I mean, what do you think? You can let me know below. Biowarfare, or just an experiment to create mass hysteria? Or maybe it's real. Anyway, in Dean Koontz's book, The Eyes of Darkness, published May 10th, 1981, it says, and I quote, "They call this stuff Wuhan 400 because it was developed at their rDNA labs outside of the city of Wuhan, and it was the 400th viable strain of man-made microorganism created at that research center." This is just a short verse from the book, but I just find it kind of weird that in 1981, almost 30 years ago, Mr. Koontz knew something about this COVID-19 years before the event even happened. So it leaves to question, was this planned? And then there's Sylvia Browne's book, End of Days, which was published in 2008, which says, and I quote, "In and around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will be suddenly vanished as quickly as it arrived. And then it'll attack again in 10 years and then disappear completely." So, what do these two individuals know that we don't? Is there some type of evil out there that they're trying to harm all of us? And why? I mean, Maleficent said it best. There is evil in this world. Hatred and revenge. I feel like there is some conspiracy going on, to be honest. For example, here in New York, our Mayor de Blasio states that the MTA has been cleaning and sanitizing the trains and the buses to combat the spread of COVID-19. I, as I said, am a New Yorker that uses public transport, and I will say out of true honesty that he's kind of fudging the truth. The trains are still disgusting and filthy. You can see spit residue on the windows. Like always, the floor of the buses and trains are still sticky and messy. People are not using the crook of their arm to cough or sneeze. This whole system is a mess. They want COVID-19 to spread, period. That's just how I feel. The MTA still sprays the station late at night, as they always do, but the trains and buses themselves are not being cleaned the way they should. So in my opinion, our health systems and overall well-being are at risk daily as this continues. And this is why New York's COVID-19 infections are rising constantly, because our government and some of the filthy animals we call human are so disgusting that they want everyone around them to be infected with whatever they have due to their lack of care to others or the concepts of hygiene. So listen to what the health officials are telling you, social distancing, using the crook of your arm, and just being mindful of people around you. You may not have the coronavirus, you may not even have a cold, but nobody wants your germs on them. So just be mindful of that. Anyway, so just to shed a little humor, here is what you will most likely have to deal with if you're stuck in the house with the Zodiac signs. So for one, if you're stuck in the house with Aries, just know they will be taking every waking day to try and figure out how they can lift the furniture for their daily workouts. While on the other hand, Taurus will probably be eating. In fact, they are probably eating right now. Just know they are the ones that bought all the snacks at the grocery store. Where we about to eat at? Geminis will have you stressed from all the talking. They never stop talking. It's like some form of hell when you're just looking for some alone time. Cancer, well, Cancer is the one that, you know, in the house saying, look, see, that's why everybody just needs to listen and stay home. You need to just chill in the house so you don't die or kill people. Just stay in the house. Meanwhile, the Leos are in the mirror, stressed because no one will see them this week. They were the ones in all the beauty salons and barbershops before the closures. But here's my thing. Where you going? We quarantined. Where you going? Ain't no club open. Virgos, on the other hand, are like, thank God. Now I can organize every bookshelf, every cabinet, and everything in the closet by color and height, of course. Hashtag spring cleaning. Libras will most likely be in their own world drinking elderberry tea or something. Or they are probably arguing with you playing devil's advocate on any given issue. There's just no in between with them. Scorpios, well, Scorpios are probably in everybody's DM like, hey, big head, what you doing? What you doing? Sagittarius, on the other hand, is making probably most light of this situation, and they're probably in the house trying to figure out which countries haven't been hit by the virus yet so they can catch a $5 flight. Have y'all seen those flight prices? A little crazy. Capricorns, well, Capricorns were the ones out there selling y'all hand sanitizer and tissue for $50 a pack. Now, don't blame them. Blame y'all, uneducated behinds, because y'all just think that hand sanitizer and a box of tissue is $50. So just because they out there being smart, making their money, don't be mad at them. And then Aquarius, well, Aquarius people are just sick of all y'all, but low key, they are the ones behind the charities, giving their own money away. They're the ones trying to get the damn thing cured. And then lastly, if you're stuck in the house with Pisces, then you're probably somewhat lucky because, well, Pisces, they're the ones that predicted all of this and were probably prepared weeks ago. So if you went to your local store and you couldn't find certain items that you needed, I bet a Pisces has it. So be sure to pay them a visit. Ding dong. Side note, this corona is probably a Scorpio. Here it is. It just popped up on the scene, trying to kill everyone, tearing down the economy and the government in the process, just wreaking havoc. But either way, we must all stay vigilant and cooperative and healthy, and we can work through this together. With that said, let us know if you have a different opinion. Like I said earlier, let us know in the comments below, as any and all opinions are accepted. But here we are brought to the end of the video, and I hope you all liked it. But suggestions are always welcome, as we love and work to break things down even more through the world of astrology. And to continue to do that, we need to get that subscribership on the up and up. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next 3 months, which I think is down to 2. But no need to stress. Let's just do it. So if you're looking for something more specific to you and your day or the world at large as it relates to astrology, be sure to subscribe. I mean, you're already here, so just go ahead and click that little subscribe button. Also, be sure to comment, add a like, share with others if you care, and make sure to click that notification bell so you will always be notified when a new video is released. And be on the lookout for more content pertaining to the world of astrology and how it relates to the world around us. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you don't know already, we do have a product line with some great merchandise, and we're constantly working on new stuff that can be gifted to yourself or to those you love. Side note, we will be releasing some items for the upcoming Pride season, so be on the lookout for that. As well as, in retrospect to this video, we have also created a line of COVID-19 items so that you can show your vigilance against this monster or imaginary monster. We will be sure to add the link to our shop below so you can check it out for yourself. And again, thank you for watching and supporting as we, along with you, will keep learning and growing as we continue to uncover our true selves. Stay vigilant. Thanks for watching. Stay woke. And remember, the stars are always watching.